There is finally light at the end of the tunnel as our heat wave is finally breaking down, but not before some feisty storms. Hi, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice, keeping you up to date with all things weather. We got to keep an eye on this front that is moving through Georgia, the Carolinas, and Florida. It's going to change things in a big way, lead to weather that's typical in October, and then we've got to pay attention to what's going on in the tropics. As you've probably seen on social media shared today, there are some signals in the models here deeper into August that have been really showing some big storms. That's a little bit of a hype machine that you'll see on social media, so let's break through the hype and show you the facts. Folks, if you're new to this channel, my passion is meteorology. Whether it's on TV, meteorology is it. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show some shout-outs for some of you that commented on the last video. You guys are representing your hometowns right now, wherever you're watching from the Caribbean, the tropics, to Central America, to Florida, to the Carolinas and Georgia. Really appreciate you tuning in right now. Texas in the house, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. We've got a lot of you in the house, and I really welcome you here. So let's get right to it. As we go through Friday, it's going to be an active day for a lot of us. This front is going to be kickstarting, and finally that front is on the move. It has been so sluggish, but Friday it sits over the Carolinas. It is going to lead to some storms, and not only storms, but possibly some slow-moving storms. This area has been elevated to a risk for severe weather in South Carolina and North Carolina. It has also led to the issuance of a medium risk for flash flooding because you got a low right here that's feeding in Atlantic moisture, and you got a boundary here that's going to sit there and provide the mechanism for the storms to sit and slowly move. I mean, just today, some areas picked up 2 inches in one storm. You add in more rain on top of that tomorrow, some areas could spill their banks and get some flooding. Behind it, though, high pressure. High is happy this time of the year. You've got some very nice weather on the way that's going to be considerably cooler in the Carolinas. Florida, I wish I had more for you. It's just not going to be cooler for you. It is going to be less hot, but I'm talking, I won't say cool, but the mountains of North Carolina, as you'll see above me as I do the forecast this weekend, are going to be in the 50s. I would not be surprised if some areas in the higher elevations are going to be in the upper 40s. Not uncommon. You will get that this time of the year as some of those higher elevations start to cool down, but certainly this high is going to lead to some wet weather on Saturday into Sunday for many areas. Let's look closer at that flood risk because tomorrow parts of North Carolina, South Carolina are under it, and it's going to be a lot of rain in a short period of time. And in fact, the latest outlook from the Weather Prediction Center here shows parts of Georgia into Florida could also get in on some heavy rain, some flooding possibilities as we go toward the next couple of days because that low is just going to crank out a lot of moisture and it's slow moving. So you see here Savannah to Charleston to Myrtle Beach. 5+ inches of rain through the weekend into early next week. The good thing is this heat dome, this big ridge of high pressure is breaking down. So you see this kind of zonal flow. That is a normal pattern for us in the summer and leads us with better weather. But let's talk about those storm chances. I've got a high resolution model here. It's going to walk us through our storm chances as we go deeper into our Friday. It's going to be stormy for some. Let's time it out for you. That front is going to be activated. And as we go into Friday, notice how when the sun comes up, boy, it's going to really warm things up. 4, 5, 6 o'clock, typical time frame to kickstart these storms in the Carolinas. Of course, you got the sea breeze doing its thing in Florida. So some rough and rowdy storms likely for many in the southeast on our Friday, especially in North Carolina, South Carolina, the upstate, I-85 corridor. These could be some really slow-moving, heavy rainmakers. I mean, I'm talking crawling, and that could lead to some flooding. And not only that, they're going to be very, very electrical storms. The models that I'm seeing show a lot of electricity in this. So a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning on our Friday evening, and possibly even into Friday night. That said, the air mass is changing. The day on Saturday is going to be kind of drizzly In the Western Carolinas, not a washout and really not a lot of heavy rain, but it's going to lead to rain that will crop up. And Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, right along that wedge boundary that goes all the way south to Atlanta, this is going to separate cooler air diving in here from the northeast from warmer, more unstable air here at Atlanta southwestbound. So this is going to be a focus for not only heavy rain, but strong storms from Atlanta to Jacksonville, towards central Florida, up through the Big Bend region into the Panhandle. I mean, this area could see some rough and rowdy storms into Saturday. So we've got to watch that pattern out, as well as watching for the differential in temperatures here. Watch this. As we go into Friday, it's uber hot just about everywhere in the southeast, feeling like 100 plus like we've been. But finally, that's breaking down for a lot of the Carolinas into Georgia and even Florida, not as hot on Saturday. 90s, 95, 96 in here, not the 100s we have had. Those extreme heat conditions that were in Orlando, those are waning. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still going to be silly hot, just not dangerously hot. Heat's dangerous. You get what I'm saying. But look at this. 68 in Asheville, 72 in Greenville, 72 in Charlotte, 77 in Atlanta, compared to 91. I mean, you got a temperature boundary here that separates 70s from 90s. So this is going to be the focus for some storms over the weekend, and some of them could be strong. And that wedge boundary is going to try to hold. Saturday, it's there. Going to Sunday morning. I mean, again, look at these blues. 53 at the spine of the Appalachian Mountains, and those blues come on down here toward the high country in North Carolina. Those are 50s. And again, Sugar Mountain, Beech Mountain, Mount Mitchell, Mount Pisgah, I think 48, 49 is certainly in the possibility here. 60s, refreshing in the Western Carolinas. And then going into Sunday does not look to warm up at all. I mean, we're talking 70 to 75 degrees in the Western Carolinas, very pleasant through most of Georgia, and yeah, it's hot in Florida. I mean, you guys are used to it this time of the year, but at least it's not upper 90s for a temperature and a heat index of 112. I mean, at least we're not there. And then Sunday night into Monday, continuing with the below normal temperatures in the spine of the Appalachians, even a little bit cooler Monday morning, 61 in Asheville, 50s in the higher peaks, low 60s in the Western Carolinas like Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson. I mean, really unusually cool. Same story Monday into Tuesday. We got 60s. It's starting to break down a little bit into next week. We're back to the 90s along the coast. But the Western Carolinas, if you're wanting a break from the heat, it's in the mountains. I mean, peak temperatures above Asheville for the next 5 days, 75, 76 degrees. And this pattern looks to at least continue with no oppressive heat building into the east. Certainly for the west it is, but near normal temperatures here across the Western Carolinas. So lots of days in the 80s, but more days in the 70s, at least in the near term. Florida, you're still looking above normal for a time period here from the Keys up through central Florida. Looks like the 6 to 10 day outlook is going to show us some better chances of being warmer than not. And looking at the sneak peek for days 8 through 14, the entire southeast looks to be warming things back up with above normal precipitation. And let's look at the weeks 3 through 4. This would be August 9th through the 22nd, warmer than average in the East Coast, above normal precipitation as well. So we're looking at things trying to change around for us. How about the tropics? Folks, each and every day I'm monitoring. I've got my eyes peeled in surveillance mode. Thankfully, this hurricane season has been one that has been, the headline's been the dry air, the Saharan dust, prohibiting activity before it can even start because the air has been so dry. Now, Saharan dust doesn't really help anything if there's already a system formed. It really stops things from forming before they get out of hand. So moving forward here, we're going to be looking deeper into the tropics. There's a couple of waves that come alive in the evening hours each day. You see one here across the Atlantic, main development regions, sending these waves in like it does this time of the year. This is a wave that some of the models showed would be a hurricane at this point. Not. It's not happening. Could it have been? Sure. But dry air just kept it subdued. And it's really in a hostile environment until it gets into this area. So this wave does still need to be watched. And going into the first few days of August and even beyond, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the models are showing in this area in this area we need to watch closely because the models have been showing that we could have some dicey activity here. And in fact, NOAA, the Climate Prediction Center sector of NOAA, has highlighted this area for, above normal activity and hazardous weather. So we need to watch that area for some of these waves that would essentially try to work in from typical areas and then come alive. There's a good chance many of those come in here and then thread that needle between the Outer Banks and Bermuda. Or do they keep going west and bring something into Florida or work their way into the Gulf? Or is there a front here, like what's coming in this weekend, cooling down the Carolinas to fall-like weather? I mean, honestly, this weekend will feel like October 6th for Asheville and Greenville. But does it activate some activity in there? We'll have to wait and see. Let's dive into what the models are showing. What does the European show today? Well, let's look at it. This is the operational run first. For those of you that are new to meteorology, the operational run is basically a beefy, nourished, I guess you could say. It's fed with a lot of information, so it has a lot of processing power. It's usually very accurate. So it's just one model, though. I'm going to show you an average of all the European models in just a second. But let's look at this one because it does have a lot of computing power. It does have a lot of information to it. Here we are with lower pressure across the Dominican Republic, Haiti. Got some blue in here. And again, there's an old frontal boundary here. Remember that over the weekend. There's a front right here. Does that become the focus for any kind of development? Looks like there's some lower pressure in here. So does something try to crop up here and then boogie away for the United States? It's possible. So generally some lower pressure, nothing of substance, and then higher pressure builds back in. Here we are now, August 8th, 9th. Okay, now we got a little something here showing up in the European. There's some lower pressure approaching the Caribbean islands. Shout out to those of you watching the Caribbean islands. Raise your hand where you at. I know you're there. Windward, Leeward Islands. I saw Haiti in there. I saw the Dominican Republic. I saw Jamaica. I saw Grenada. I saw Trinidad and Tobago. I saw the Bahamas in there. So hello to you. I know you're there. We need to watch something. Those first 10 days of August are going to be times to watch here for the Caribbean islands. And it looks like there's some lower pressure trying to do that I said earlier. Thread that needle between the Outer Banks and Bermuda. Looks like a little low pressure does. Does it get close to New England? I saw a couple of you watching from Massachusetts, a couple of you from Maryland, a couple of you from Maine watching. So hello to you in the Northeast watching right now. Then there's some more lower pressure, wave after wave. And the second half of August is prime time, folks, for hurricane season. The statistical peak of hurricane season is September 10th every year. So the closer you get to that, the more activity is expected. And it looks like there would be at least 1, 2, 3 waves we would need to watch. Now, I promised you I'd show you the average of all of them. This is all 51 runs of the European. Now, this is what we call the ensemble. The difference with the ensemble is you have 51 different variations of a model. And if you run it slightly different at the beginning, maybe a slightly different starting position, slightly different moisture levels, and you end up at the same result, you have an accurate forecast. So let's look at what all 51 different runs are showing, and this will show you the worst case scenario out of all of those. So there's a little 998 low cropping up in this front that we've got off the Carolina coast. Does something form there and move away from the United States, or does it kind of hug in here next to Cape Hatteras? That's a possibility. This is a 987 on the European ensembles. Now that's one or two of those 51 different runs. It's not all of them. And then as you go toward the 6th, 7th, 8th, there's that lower pressure we need to watch. A little wave coming in. There's another one right there going toward southern part of the island chain there. All right. This gets into the Caribbean. You got a 996 on the other side, 990. Okay, now we're talking hurricanes on this European ensemble. A signal here, much like we've seen before, but that wave that a week ago showed a hurricane is now just a weak tropical wave that's barely even showing anything right now. I mean, it's pitiful as you look at the satellite imagery right here. The models had this as a tropical storm or a hurricane. Notice, isn't that familiar with what we're seeing right now out of this European model? Same spot. It's a 980 low, 979, 981. It's got some stuff coming in toward Florida. Okay, now we're seeing some activity that needs to be watched toward that second week of August. And that's certainly, you got multiple lows now showing up: 956, 982, 962, 1000. So yeah, that first and second week of August, the European model says watch out. There's going to be some activity to form. If you blend all those 51 different runs together and try to get a forecast here, Europeans buying in on something forming on this low this weekend. A little low pressure system forming off the Carolina coast on this front. And that makes more sense to me because we have a cold front that is well pronounced pushing south. And anytime you have a front that just kind of sits over those warm waters of the Gulf Stream, it can lead to some development. And that may very well be the case as we move into this weekend. It also shows that main development region becoming a little bit more active in there. As far as tracks are concerned, it's, again, buying into that big time. Forming here, pulling away, tropical depression, tropical storm. Some of them are in that 50 to 60 mile per hour range. There's a couple of yellows in here, which would get close to Cat 1, but they'd be pulling away from the United States. What you just don't want to see is it sit here, form, hug, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, and just feed in rain, and more rain. Got a couple of different lows showing up here. Some of them get up into the greens, which would be 50 knots. Again, that'd be tropical storm possibilities here into the long term. A couple of different hurricanes showing up here. And as we go deeper out, does that get us to the end of this model? I think it does. How about the GFS model? Let's just scrub through it. It has not been very good at sniffing out early activity this season. Got a couple of lows on the 8th, 9th. Same time frame the European did. And again, it's got that bubbling up on the 10th, 11th, 12th, several different areas to watch. So GFS says, yeah, there's going to be some activity, as you would expect this time of year. Nothing about that is abnormal. It's just not been great at sniffing out where those are going to be. It just shows it's going to be more active. Let's look at the German model. This is the icon. It's got a wave right here. You can see it by that brighter color. It starts to move toward the west and pretty much fizzles out. That said, do you see on the icon what's happening off the Carolina coast? A little bit of moisture there. It's really suppressed and a lot of wind shear is getting it, but something could try to form and race away. What I call cheap names or fish storms. All hurricanes, all tropical systems are possible, to be dangerous for rip currents and all kind of terrible things that happen with those kind of things. But that would be a storm system that would probably not impact very many people. The 5th, 6th, 7th is going into next week. Got a low that forms there along that boundary off the Carolina coast. Does not sit and stay, which is good. No sitting and staying. Got to go away. Looks like that one does. Got a couple other ones there. Kind of interesting look there. And then we'd have 1, 2, 3 waves to watch on the icon going deeper into that time frame. But again, Climate Prediction Center, they have all the tools at their disposal, and they're saying, yeah, we got to stay dialed in on this area, the 6th through the 12th, and then on the 13th through the 19th, the main development region. You could draw this map up in January and have some accuracy. Yeah, it's going to be active in the main development region, the 13th through the 19th of August. It's just a matter of watching it unfold. Folks, that's the way things are shaping up right now, and we're going to have much more on this coming our way. I want to thank those of you that are watching right now because you are just making my day. My wife and I read these comments as they come in, and just to know that you guys are watching from many different areas of the world right now. I wouldn't even say the country, but the world just makes my day. So let's go through some of them. I just want to say hello to those of you watching, and thank you for watching. Let's look at this. We've got, here we go. Believing Rebel. All right, we got, I'm not worried about the rain. I just want temps in the 70s, no more. 90s. Yeah, it's going to be a nice break there. Here in West Florida, we got hit hard last year. Hopefully Florida won't be as bad a risk this year. I've been addicted to weather forecasting since Helene devastated us. You and me both. Helene, for where I'm at in the Western Carolinas, was a once-in-a-lifetime storm and just so devastating. The scars are still very visible in our area, and it's going to take a long time to heal from that. Merritt Island, Florida here, 97 today with a feels like of 114. Yikes, at least it'll be down to 90. Kathleen, you got it. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, Chris, my mother and I watch you every night in Brunswick, Georgia. Hi, Will. Is that your first name? Will Carmen, I think is your handle there. You asked me what kind of weather I liked last night. I'm intrigued by storms, especially hurricanes and tropical weather. Thank you for the shout out. Will, you bet. Keep on keeping on, especially in Brunswick there. I grew up, or my first job, I didn't grow up. My wife grew up in Richmond Hill, Georgia, south of Savannah. Always vacationing that way. We come see family all the time down your way. So thank you for following and watching the channel here. Shine Your Light Detailing, watching from Myrtle Beach. Always good to see you folks in Myrtle Beach watching. Michael watching from Brevard. Thank you for your hard work at bringing us the weather coming up. Looking forward to visiting your family's orchard this fall. It's our favorite. Hopefully it will be cooler in September and October. Michael, you and me both. I'm ready for a big cool down. I'm ready for some apple cider donuts. Nothing better than football and apple cider donuts on a cool Saturday and Sunday in the Carolinas. Love it. Just love it. We got Rogersville, Tennessee in the house. You were so fun and engaging and delightful. Well, you just made my day. Thank you. We got some more folks from Brunswick watching again. Anderson is home, but working in Baltimore until October. Bradley, welcome to the channel. Hope you get to come home soon. All right. Watching this closely, Matthew says, a good coach never reveals too much for the next game. In a way, I feel the same about Mother Nature. We're not supposed to have the upper hand. You got that right. Tropics are risky and tricky business. 100%. It's all about trends and watching the patterns and pattern recognition. Just like snow forecasting in the winter. That's a fool's errand if you believe every model. Hey, it's going to snow 10 inches. It's probably not. But is there a pattern recognition that shows, yeah, this thing's trending toward 10 inches? Same with the tropics. We need to watch that very closely. If there's model recognition of activity, like they're showing in that second week of August, probably going to be some more activity there. Let's see. Thank you for watching, Lee. We got Suwannee, Florida. Frank Sandry, am I getting that right? Thank you for watching. Suwannee County, Florida. Am I getting that right? West of Lake City, Florida. We don't need another year like 2024. Hurricane Debbie, flash flooding, 4 foot of water, August 5th. We're now finally able to reoccupy our home June 25th after a major restoration. Thanks for excellent forecasting. Have a blessed weekend. Man, how about that? You finally got to go back in your house. Yeah, you need a calm year. Let's hope and pray for that. Miami Beach in the house right now. I was here yesterday, and you mentioned commenting, but there was no comment box. Hey, now you're with me. Watching from Mount Pleasant. What I like is even though you're in the upstate, you do always include the coast and generally broader area. I have friends in various parts of the East Coast. Outlier in Wisconsin. Family in the Netherlands. Well, thank you for watching right now, and we'll keep you posted there, Mount Pleasant. Folly Beach, Isle of Palms, one of our favorite places. Current Salisbury, Maryland. Love your expertise. Well, thank you for watching from Maryland. We got Simpsonville in the house, my hometown peeps. I always love watching your forecasts and videos. You're so informative. Thank you for your kind words. We got Sebring, Florida, where it was a balmy 107 today. Yikes. Inglewood, Florida. Dothan, Alabama. Goldsboro, North Carolina. Punta Cana. We got Dominican Republic in the house. Staying engaged. Thank you. Stay engaged. We'll keep you posted. 100 in South Georgia. Yard went from luscious green to heat stroke. No doubt about it. Watching in the Villages, Florida. So hot. Yeah, you had a heat index 115. Oh, my goodness. Worst summer I've experienced in 19 years here. Yeah, I believe it. It has been super hot. Where we're at in the Western Carolinas right now sits at the 3rd hottest summer on record. Jacksonville, Florida, my home, or in the Caribbean islands. Daisy, how about it? All right. We got Kevin watching from Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. Tell all your friends there to keep watching. We'll keep you posted on all things tropical. Howdy from Capital City, Florida. All right, Miss Sleeper. Thank you for watching. Solar System 50 says hi from Costa Rica. Pura Vida. All right. Bogota, Colombia watching right now. Cool breeze. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a trusted face to get my forecast. I'm from Edneyville, live at the time in Ormond Beach. I watched you in there, and now I'll watch you here. I feel comfortable knowing you'll be up to date and keeping me posted through hurricane season. You bet, Sharon. No doubt about it. Hi, Chris. Charlotte, North Carolina, checking in. Love your detailed weather reports. We sure will keep it up. Thank you for watching. Kalamazoo, hello in the house. Got family from there. Welcome. South Carolina, Georgia, Lake County, Florida, Kent, Washington State. All right, from the Pacific Northwest. Welcome, Donna. Seattle, beautiful over there. Stokesdale, North Carolina. Troy, South Carolina. The Gulf of America. Me here in Florida, my daughter in Mississippi. All right, how about it? She said, okay, so I told her yesterday it was 114 where you were, and then all of a sudden your daughter said it was 122. Yikes. Yeah, I bet you could see the Colette. Oh my goodness, that's too hot. Tuning in from Clemson. My icon is my cat, Mochi. Hi, Mochi. Mochi is adorable, by the way. Thankful for the rain that's been coming through. I bet Mochi's been loving that. Is it Mochi? Mochi. I bet. I mean, it was big time storms there. D. Lemons, love your channel. Watching from the West Florida near the Gulf. We got Woodruff, South Carolina, Dallas, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana. Surprised you cover such a wide area. Well, you bet. Absolutely. We'll keep it up too. Watching from Baytown, Texas. Just found your channel. Great video. East Central Georgia. Looking forward to this cool off coming. No doubt about it. It's going to be something. I'm in North Carolina. Enjoy your forecasting. Arizona. Watching for monsoons, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's been very active monsoon season. Bring on the cooler weather. 89 sounds lovely, no doubt about it. From Oak Island, North Carolina. Lake Hartwell, Georgia in the house. Aiken, South Carolina. Charleston, South Carolina. Westminster and Fairplay. We got Lakeland, Florida. St. Augustine, Florida. Clearwater, Florida. Southwest Florida's in the house. Hey, Kristen. Watching from Tampa. Got family in Sarasota, so hello, Skittles and McDiddles. All right. Watching from my couch. All right. That's a very specific location. I appreciate that. Tampa Bay in the house. We got Tampa, a couple of Tampa people here. How about it? Pensacola, Tallahassee. No heat, no Michael. Love, no lightning. Please, Lord, no hurricanes. Amen. Jason, nice prayer. I am with you there. Galveston area, enjoy your forecasts. Thank you for saying that. Ella J. Hi, y'all. Hey, Tim. We got Cape May, New Jersey. Duncan, South Carolina. Cherokee, Western North Carolina. Hi. Florida. Yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nicer. Not as hot. Very little rain in South Florida. Watching from Boca Raton. All right. Houston in the house. Hartsville in the house. Golden Valley, North Carolina. Oh, my goodness. My family goes to Jellystone every year. We love Golden Valley. Hello up there. We'll see you soon in Northeast Rutherford County. Love a good cool off. Border of Louisiana, Texas. All right. We got Mount Pleasant in the house. Virginia Coast. Augusta, Georgia. Georgetown, Florida. Ashley from Bronson, Florida. Southwest Texas. We need a front down here. Yeah, you do need a front. You need a front in a big way. Don't have anything for you right now, but you'll get there. Just hold tight. Geneva, Florida in the house. We got, how come the hurricanes have been shy this year? Wind shear or dust? A little bit of both. Mainly dust, though. Walhalla, South Carolina in the house. Please respond. I'm in Tampa, leaving here August 6th, going up 75 I-10 to Texas. What can I expect the 6th through the 10th? Westward bound. Literally, you're westward bound. All right. Nothing in particular coming your way, but it's certainly an active pattern that we need to watch. But I don't see anything that should stop your trip at this point. Tifton, Georgia, gnat country, no doubt about it. I've seen them sand gnats before. They are mean. They just are all over, right? Especially this time of year. Clinton, South Carolina. I am watching from Myrtle Beach. Okay. Hi, Larry. We got more Florida people. New sub. Thank you for your work. Guys, I really am just so excited to read off your messages to me from wherever you're watching from and wherever in the world you're watching from. We'll have much more coming up tomorrow. I'll be letting you know what we'll see throughout the rest of the weekend and kind of look at the trends because the model's trying to tell us something that's getting more active. And, of course, if you're just now jumping on and joining the channel, please like this video, lay your comments down for me. I'll read them off tomorrow, and subscribe. Always a good idea to turn on notifications as well.